Hi guys, my name is Mira, and today I'm reading another fanfic. Sorry about the wait, it's just that it's been taking longer to find fanfictions that are really short and that are one-shots. And this one is specifically requested from one of my close friends, and it's called Still Waiting by Milk and Pork. It's PewDieCry and Chaotic Monkey, or Cry, or Cryotic, we like to call him. And this person that wrote it, they also have a YouTube channel. Their channel is called Close and Far Away. This person has written a lot of fan fiction and really nice ships, and it's really nice to look at. I'm gonna leave a link in the description to the fan fiction, the person's fan fiction account, where you can look at all the stories that they've written. And I'm also going to be linking their YouTube channel. So anyway, I hope you guys like it. Oh, and I also almost forgot, I do take requests. I haven't mentioned it a lot in my other two videos of Let's Reads. But I do take requests as long as you put them through the private messaging on YouTube. Either that, or you can ask how I can do it, and I'll put it in the description on how you can do that. But I only take one-shots. Please, 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 only one-shots. Because it takes so long to record these. So I hope that you guys understand, and thank you for even commenting on some of the videos on my channel and even subscribing. So thank you all, and I hope you enjoy the video. He wouldn't wake up. No matter how much I nudge him or slap him awake, he kept still, chest rising and falling rhythmically with the soft beeping of the machine. Eyes closed with a peaceful expression while I struggled desperately to slip by the nurse's grasp, reaching for him. They told me to wait outside, to bury my mind with endless worries that consumed me slowly and painfully, as I could do nothing but watch. What else was I supposed to do back when the love of my life slept in that room like a corpse that wouldn't wake up anytime soon? I didn't know if he will wake up. What am I supposed to do if he never comes back? No, I shouldn't lose hope. Cry would never leave me like that. He trusts me with all of his heart, and now it's my turn to trust him. We promised. And now he hates to see me so miserable like this. Head on my trembling hands as I sat in the waiting room while nurses and doctors hurried about in his room, trying to save the little life left that he had clung on to. Finally, they let me inside the room after seeing I had calmed down, even though they looked resentful to leave me with him again, afraid that I might get violent once more. Ignoring the consoling stares, I took a deep breath and stepped into the room, seeing that painfully peaceful expression once more. As I sat by the bedside chair, the soft beeping of the machine still ringing in my ears, I held his hand, silently wishing it could make a change, and at the same time finding comfort in this warmth that haven't vanished along with his consciousness. I'm still waiting. Cry's point of view. The air was humid and heavy when I woke up. A light fog softly shrouded the scenery of houses as I shut the red curtains of the front windows of my house away. I squinted through my glasses, searching through the fog for him. I'm still waiting, Pewds. As the sky grew darker, so did my worry. It looked like it would rain soon, if my memory serves me right. He didn't bring an umbrella when he left to buy some groceries. He's going to get sick if he gets caught in the rain. Sighing, I stepped away from the window and closed the curtains. He'll come back soon, I told myself. Walking over to the fridge, when I noticed a scrap of paper held by a magnet. I don't remember ever putting something like that there. As I went to take a closer look, I noticed the slight, irregular buzzing in my ears that I hadn't realized was there until now. And as I got closer to the fridge, the sound got louder. Cry, you home? I flinched when I heard a familiar Swedish accent call out to me from the front door. Yeah, wait a moment, I replied, snapping my mind back to reality and opening the door for him as he hauled the grocery bags inside. I pondered to myself. I feel like I've heard that sound before. It's still there, right now, but faintly. As I concentrated on the static, my eyes widened as I realized what I was hearing. Wake up. Please, cry. Come back to me. This same accent I've known for so long, but he was right beside me. What's wrong, bro? You look pale, Beauty asked, touching my cheek lightly and looking at me worriedly. I snapped back to reality and suddenly the voice faded away. Nothing, I was just worried since you weren't coming back. It looked like it was going to rain, so I replied honestly. Oh, he smirked. Did you miss me? You were worried about me, weren't you? He kissed my cheek lightly and stepped inside. For a moment, the uneasiness settled down until I remembered the note. Hey, Pewds, did you place a note on the fridge? I haven't read it yet, but did you put it there? I asked, sitting beside him on the sofa. What note? He looked down confused. I don't remember placing anything like that there. I saw one right there. I got up as I glanced at the fridge. The piece of paper was nowhere to be found. And that was the last hint I got until time came. The rain poured violently, wishing and splashing as thunders roared, and Pewdie rushed to my side, comforting me and hushing me, rubbing my back lovingly as I cried and sobbed in his chest, seeking comfort in his arms, protecting me from the fear. He was there for me, knowing how much I was scared of the thunder. But he didn't know that it wasn't all that I heard. I heard his own voice, sobbing and crying with me, telling me to wake up. Wake the fuck up. I didn't know what to do, what to feel, to push the voice away, or to do what he told me to. What the hell does he mean by wake up? I'm already awake. As I covered my ears with trembling hands, Pewdie placed his palm on the back of mine, his large hands slipping right in between my own, fitting perfectly, thinking I was pushing the sound of thunder away, when it was the miserable pleads of his own voice. As my mind slipped into a dream, one thought surfaced among the mess of my tears. I hated seeing him so miserable. PewDiePie's point of view. He wouldn't wake up, no matter how much I nudge him or slap him awake. He wouldn't wake up, but I could feel it. I could see him stir awake, his brows furrow in the slightest, as if he was in pain or wanting to wake up. His movements were barely noticeable, but they were there, and I couldn't just ignore it. So I tried to help him, to bring him back to me. When I heard him groan, I hurriedly pressed the call button, alerting the nurses. Cry's point of view. Wake up. That was what was written on the scrap of paper, which was now crumpled in my clenched fist. I found myself standing outside, noticing the rain had never stopped since last night, and not seeming to care that my clothes got soaked. How did this happen? I looked up, gaze shifting from my feet to the man in front of me. He looked restless, dark bags under his eyes and a stubble starting to grow around his chin. His eyes were dull, drooping with drowsiness and restlessness, and twinkling with tears that started to form. His expression was sad, hope seeming to drain from his face at every second that passed. He was broken. Pewds was broken. Cry, please. Come back to me. He reached out, voice subtly cracking and sounding desperate. This was the worst I've ever seen him, and it hurt me to see him that way. I was about to reach for his hand and try to comfort him until I left a large familiar fingers rest on my shoulder. Where are you going, Cry? Another Pewds smiled at me sweetly. This was the one I was with, but then, who was the one in front of me? Why are there two of them? Which one is real? Questions spiraled in my head. I didn't know what to do. Then my thoughts were interrupted. Cry? Cry, please. The one in front of me begged, shaking me by the shoulders, and only then did I realize he was much closer. I could see the guilt of pain, much clearer than those sad blue eyes up close. Cry, please don't leave me. I need you. The one behind me pleaded, his gaze full of just as much sincerity. Please come back to me. Which one was real? My mind panicked and my gaze shifted from one to the other. Rain continued to wash over us three, as if trying to overpower our voices. You promised, the one in front of me started. You said you never leave the other behind. Why are you breaking our promise? Why are you breaking my heart? My eyes widened. What do you mean? Why is he talking as if I were dead? I'm not, right? Don't listen to him, the other Pewd snapped. But still, he continued, as if he didn't hear us. I'm sorry. I really didn't mean to. I swear. I know we were arguing when I crashed, but I didn't want any of this to happen. He fell to his knees, sobbing uncontrollably. Crashed? Suddenly the memories hit me like a bullet. That's right. We were on our way home from a party, and we fought about something. I don't remember what exactly, but he was driving, and it caused him to lose focus, and the car crashed. How could I forget? I reached up over to him, to Pewds. I know which one was the real one. The real Pewds was broken, and needed me back so I could fix him. He became desperate, depressed, and when I wouldn't wake up, but he never lost hope and sent me hints. The note, the buzzing, the voices at night. But then, what about the other Pewds? Don't worry about it, Cry, he uttered suddenly, as if he read my thoughts. I'm not real anyway. I'm just an image that's a representation of how you know Pewds. After all, this is all happening in your head. Pewds, I called even though I knew he wasn't the real one. I hugged him lightly and he hugged me back. You were real to me. Go on, he's waiting, he said, smiling at me and glancing at Pewds. Thank you. I bid him a goodbye and took my beloved blonde's hand in mine, smiling as my fingers slipped perfectly in between his own. I closed my eyes and finally went back to reality, back to my Pewds. As I opened my eyes, the first thing I did was smile and say, Pewds, I love you.